The National Executive Committee, NEC of the APC, has today dissolved the National Working Committee of the party and has set up a Buni-led caretaker committee. It is a caretaker solution for the APC, but would that be the solution? Find out right here. Governor Godwin Obaseki appears to be in a pole position to clinch the ticket of the PDP ahead of the September governorship election after all the aspirants in the race have now stepped down for him. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. What a day it has been in Nigeria's politics. One thing or the other happening, and we're monitoring them for you and bringing them all the juicy details of what has happened today, and we'll break them down for your understanding tonight. We shall be dissecting the issues over the leadership crisis rocking the ruling APC. But first and foremost, let's give you some updates on what is happening in Edo State, the Benin City, the capital precisely, where the People's Democratic Party, PDP, primary for the Edo State governorship election, which is currently ongoing at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City, the state capital, looks so much that the governor, Godwin Obaseki, may cling or bag the PDP ticket as all the three other aspirants running against him have now stepped down. Those are some of the live pictures that you're seeing right there from Benin City at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Voting currently ongoing, and Channels Television is monitoring that for you, and we'll bring you the outcome of that exercise as when it's concluded. We have some other stories for you on our political roundup.
The registered support groups of the All Progressives Congress have backed the sacking of the national chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshomole, at a news briefing in Abuja before the announcement of the dissolution of the National Working Committee of the party. The group insists that the former chairman failed to guide the party as a progressive one. The group expressed concerns about repositioning and rebuilding of the party ahead of the next general elections.
The president and all respected leaders of the party should immediately intervene and save our party from the pending doom.
The Young Progressive Party, YPP, is considering pulling out of the September 2020 governorship election in Edo State over what it describes as a high level of insecurity, fielding questions from journalists in Abuja shortly after the 19th National Executive Committee of the party. The national chairman of the party, Mr. Bishop Amakri, explains that the lives of members of YPP is more important than participating in an election threatened by insecurity. The ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives investigating the non-implementation of the pay-as-you-go tariff plan by MultiChoice is insisting there is no going back. At a meeting with the Director General of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, the lawmakers say enough is enough. They insist Nigeria is a huge market for MultiChoice and as such must enjoy the service being enjoyed by other countries where MultiChoice operates. On his part, the NBC Director General assures the lawmakers that the process to ensure the pay-as-you-go tariff plan will be speedily pursued and implemented.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. So get a seat and let's get talking, shall we, everyone? So is the crisis rocking the leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, over? Well, let's get started. It all started today with the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, APC, being dissolved by the party's National Executive Committee, perhaps the highest organ of the party after the National Convention. Held a virtual meeting today, which was sourced from the council chambers in the presidential villa today. President Muhammadu Buhari, who announced the dissolution of the NWC, also called for the immediate discontinuation of all pending litigations involving the party and its members and the ratification of the primary election recently conducted in Edo State. Meanwhile, APC NEC also set up a caretaker committee for the party with the Yobe State Governor, Mr. Mai Malabuni, as its chairman. In attendance at that meeting were the Vice President, the Senate President, and all the leaders of the party, National Assembly in the party, as well as the governors of Nasarawa, Niger, Jigawa, Yobe, Plateau, Gombe, Osun, Ogun, Lagos, Kwara, Kano, and Ekiti State, among other party leaders. Take a look at the composition of the caretaker committee. Let me go through them for you. It's going to be headed by the governor of Yobe State, Governor Mai Malabuni, and from the southwest is Governor Isaka Oyetola, former Senate President Kenny Namani from the southeast, Stella Okorete, a woman representative on that committee, Governor Sani Bello to represent the North Central, Dr. James Alu to represent people who are physically challenged, Senator Abubakar Yusuf, the Senate Rep, Honorable Akinyemi Olaide, the House of Representative member there, David Lyon, South-South, Abba Ari, Northwest, Professor Tahir Mahman, Northeast, Ismail Ahmed, representative of the youth, and Senator Akman Udoede is the secretary of that convention, the Special Caretaker Committee and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee. The president was afraid, was worried about what could happen with the crisis rocking the party. Let me just play you a little bit of the soundbite of what he said before he made the pronouncement about the crisis of the party. Take a listen to him.
This is the time to get our acts together and ensure that we are united and not working at cross purposes. In this regard, it is important to discontinue all litigations involving members of the party.
Well, you heard him. So he said it's the time for them to get their acts together. But is the act together already? Let's dissect this for you. And tonight, I'll bring you the benefit of internal knowledge of the party. A NEC member who attended that meeting is the leader of the youth in the North Central of the party. Teve Agine joins us from our Abuja studio. And here, I'll be bringing you some legal and an expert opinion, a political strategist, Mr. Curtis Adigba joins us here. Thank you so much, Mr. Adigba, for joining us. And Mr. Agine, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So let's take a look at what the president, let me perhaps begin with you, Mr. Adigba. The president, dissolution, the caretaker committee, and this extraordinary convention committee ultimately looks like it's supposed to organize a convention. But for you, is this a solution to the crisis?
Well, it will have a momentary calming effect, but it's not going to be a solution to the problem. It's like a father walking into the house and all the children are shouting at themselves, and he gives out a loud shout just to calm things down. And then he walks away without dealing with the problem itself. It's only a few moments later that the children will congregate again and they begin to shout at each other. What the National Executive Committee had done is like taking a hammer to the table and shattering the table into pieces and say, you cannot go and sit down. The pieces can find their levels until we want to deal with the problem. But that's not the solution. The problem of the party is known to everyone. We are in election season right now for politicians, those who trade in power. They don't go to sleep. They're already pontificating and posturing for 2023. And
so this could be the 2023 could be at the center of this.
This is no doubt about that. And they understand that those who control the party structure will dictate or determine who the candidates will be. And this is the problem. Look at the list you just read out. Is there anybody there that is not an interested party in the conflict that is going on? They're either representing one of the powerful forces, you understand? Or they themselves are dramatic personnel. And this is why we have problem. You shut out the larger population of party members. Political appointments go around the same set of people. Majority of the guys there are governors who are also interested party in the conflict. How do you solve the same problem by deploying those who started the problem?
Let's ask Mr. Tave Ajinde, who attended that meeting as a NEC member of the APC. Does the party NEC, has it acted according to the constitution of the party, first and foremost, in dissolving the NWC and setting up the caretaker committee?
Ashewu, thank you. I think the decision taken today is a very, very proper decision taken by the NEC. Reason as so long as the BOT, which was constituted but was not inaugurated, the NEC stands to resolve all other issues of the party, which that has been done today.
It's a two-way solution that has been provided today. One, dissolving the NWC, and the second thing is also setting up a caretaker committee. So the question is that, does the NEC has the power to dissolve the NWC? Let me give a premise to what I'm saying. In the all of the constitution of the APC, caretaker is only mentioned twice, and is mentioned under the NWC. The constitution of your party gives the power only to the NWC to set up a caretaker committee. Just in 30 seconds before we go on our break, does the power of caretaker committee and dissolution of the NWC lie in the NEC?
Yes. When in a situation where the NWC is fighting itself, in the situation where the NWC is fighting itself, then what do you expect? NEC as the highest organ of the party.
Because you are the lawyer
here. I think the decision taken today is constitutional. And
okay, so
they are here.
Right.
Look, this is an attempt to airbrush a deep problem. Again, look, why do we prefer democracy to military regimes? It is because democracy is people-focused. The political space is open for people to, to participate in the process. Now, when you lock the party, you lock everything around people. You have a politics-dominant minority that control everything. You understand? You are bound to have crisis as they rob themselves in a bid to position for higher positions within the hierarchy of the political party and the government. The reality is very simple, all right? Governance is not about providing infrastructure, and I think we must get this very clearly. Right. The military can also provide infrastructure. In fact, they can do it faster. The difference between democracy and military regimes are that so many differences, but the key is the fact that people get wider spectrum of people, of the populace, get to participate in how they are governed and how things are done on their behalf.
Mr. Adigba, interestingly, you are a lawyer and you strategize for politicians in whatever way in and around the country. So we see what that means. We allow Mr. Ajinde to also give us a benefit of what happened and what went down. And also, it will be speaking to the constitution of the party, whether what was done today was legal or not. We'll dissect all of that when we come back from this break, everyone. Join us again. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation. Mr. Curtis Adigba is a lawyer and a political strategist. He's been talking to us and dissecting these issues for us, as well as Mr. Tave Ajinde is a member of the All Progressives Congress National Executive Committee in our Abuja studio. Thank you, Mr. Ajinde. Let me come quickly back to you, Mr. Ajinde, and let's look at the constitution of your party that guides the affairs of your party. First and foremost, because the issue of caretaker committee, does the power lie with NEC? If you can quickly answer that.
Yes. But
under this portion, the the article that guides the role of NEC, there is nothing like that. The only organ of the party that is allowed to set up a caretaker committee is the NWC.
Yeah, Sheun, when you have the organ that is supposed to take care of this conflict resolution within the party, and the organ itself is in crisis, what do you do? You look at the highest organ of the party coming in. You look first and foremost, the party, the constitution says you must explore all internal mechanism to resolve party issues before going out of your way or even seeking redress in a court of law. But in the situation where a body within the party, that is supposed to,
the question is that, what is the legal basis for setting up a caretaker committee? Because that power does not really... Yeah, I'm quoting your own constitution, your party constitution, to you, that power does not lie in NEC, according to your party constitution. Isn't that illegality?
No, it's not.
Sheun,
all right, let's allow the lawyer...
Look, having participated in the process that led to this decision, it's not likely to sit here and tell you it's not an illegality. But it will present a legal challenge as we go ahead. The caretaker committee thing is not known to the constitution of the party. Number two, there's also a provision in the constitution of the party that elected office holders cannot be members of the National Working Committee of the party.
Let's allow Mr. Aginde to react to that one. What about that angle that politically elected officials, public office holders, cannot be members of the National Working Committee? And we have 2 governors, sitting senators, and sitting members of House of Representatives. Is that an illegality?
Well, the powers of decisions, on the party, if you look at it, if you want to really be fair to the party, is rested for now with the National Executive Committee of the party. So whatever thing the National Executive Committee of the party have done today, it is just and right before any court of law.
So again, maybe I should bring to you another thing is that I'm not a lawyer, but my little understanding of the law, Mr. Aginde, is the fact that there is a subsisting order of court, which the president says is going with. That is, the order of court that says that Mr. Victor Giadom should be the acting national chairman of the party is an order of court. And so, if the president is going with that order and it dissolves it, is that not an illegality?
It's not even the president alone, the NEC.
The NEC.
Is the NEC an appellate court that now sits on the verdict of a court? If you have recognized the order of the court and you are going with a particular individual, okay? So how then do you then dissolve?
Okay, Mr. Aginde.
So that's the conflict.
Mr. Aginde, can you react to it? The reason why I brought a lawyer is so that we
can understand. Mr. Sheun, initially I told you, I said a political party of a ruling party like APC should have an internal mechanism. And this NEC, as the highest organ of the party, sat and felt that it is time for it to come, together today and resolve this issue within. So if Mr. President has made that pronouncement, then it is rightful for even Mr. Giadom, who, has gotten he said that Mr. President has directed every sincere member of APC to go out there and withdraw all cases.
Okay.
Which was accepted and adopted by NEC.
That's the right step in the right direction. But again, the point must be made. The Constitution is very clear on deploying internal mechanism of the party to resolve conflicts. If there are those who are in breach of the established mechanism, there are sanctions also provided in the Constitution. Why don't you use the sanctions to whip them into line? Do you understand? Now, we allowed lumps that were growing in the open We did nothing about it until they metastasized into cancer. You know, and then we are all suddenly waking up and trying to solve a problem that we could have nipped in the bud.
Are you saying that this
and
might
focus,
lead to a bigger problem?
It's not that it's already leading to a bigger problem. As we sit in the studio here, groups within the party are already planning to go to court to challenge what has happened today.
Because in the end of the issue, members are not, so they were not present today, and they said they are considering legal action. Mr. Aginde, what's your reaction to that?
That what?
Some NWC members were absent, and we understand that some members of the party who are aggrieved about the decision of today are already going to court to challenge the decision of NEC today.
Yeah, Shaun, I assure you that APC is one family. Yes, agitations will come and, you know, angers will rise, but the truth of the matter is we are going to handle these issues as a family. I assure you this. Nobody is going to court.
Mr. Adigba, your final word.
You cannot bet with me on that. But I will tell you, look, I'll tell you what the problem is. And everything that we are doing is just palliative. It's not going to solve the problem until this political party that calls itself, I'm a member of that party. I carry the card of the party. That calls itself a progressive party begins to do things that are progressive democratically. You don't lock a system. Why is the infighting so intense? It is who controls the party structure that decides who gets the ticket. What kind of democracy allows people, for somebody who jumps from another political party to our party a few days ago, is the candidate of the party, and for another person who crossed over from our party to another party is the candidate? What kind of democracy promotes a system like that? This is the problem. And that is why the fight for over who controls this system is so intense and intractable. And until we deal with that issue of allowing internal democracy, allowing the people, the owner of the political process to participate, and not some select few, this crisis will never end.
I must sincerely thank you, Mr. Curtis Adigba, a lawyer and a political strategist. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And also Mr. Teve Aginde is a member of the APC NEC. Thank you so much indeed for your thoughts tonight. Well, that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.